And we're live on this Saturday. We got a special guest here today, but I'm gonna introduce myself first. Obviously, I'm Todd. You can follow me on my social medias. Twitter is tsmall28, and my Instagram is Todd_small28. And I'm with.
Kyvan Gatson, back like a bad habit. You can follow me on my socials at Gatson Strong across the board, whether that's TikTok, Snapchat, don't add me, Instagram, and Twitter. So Gatson Strong, and yeah, keep tuning in. I feel like we're gonna keep having some great interviews and bringing on some high level people to basically just introduce themselves to the world.
Yep, yep, yeah. We're pretty excited about this one. This guy is a Cyclone fan favorite. I think everybody knows that this year he's been pretty electric, especially in Hilton. I know the Cyclone fans love him, so I'm gonna introduce Paniro Johnson.
Yeah, I'm Paniro Johnson, and if you want to follow me, just search up Paniro. You probably find me. So not a lot of them.
What's the actual socials for Instagram and Twitter?
Paniro 36, and then I think it's Paniro 36 for everything else too. But then
Okay.
Twitter Paniro Johnson 1, I think.
Okay. All right, yeah, so make sure you guys go follow him. All right, so we're just gonna get into it. So, Panero, obviously I know you well. But for the people that don't, where are you from originally?
I'm from Erie, Pennsylvania. It's northwest Pennsylvania, as north as you could get, as west as you could get. So
Okay.
yeah, that's where I'm from. Right, Lake Erie.
Yeah.
Right off of there.
So, with being with Erie, when did you what I'm saying, start wrestling? Like when did you find I'm gonna do some wrestling?
Uh, I started wrestling when I was like 5 or 6. It was my uncle got me into it.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny. The first day, I remember the first day I ever started. I was at the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
And they was asking like, anybody who want to wrestle, come to the gym now. Anybody who want to wrestle, come to the gym now. And I started going there.
Yeah.
And I swear I do like probably 5 push-ups, and they called me to the front office like Panero Johnson, come to the front office, and my uncle was there. He was like, "Do you want to wrestle?" I was like, "Yeah, that's what I'm doing."
Right.
He was like, "No, we about to go to the real practice. We going to a better one." And right there, I started. And so my uncle got me into it, and it was really because my cousins was wrestling, and I guess they wanted somebody to wrestle with,
Right.
So I started when I was young, and it was history since then. I loved it off the start. I ain't have a sob story like a lot of people. Like, I wasn't the guy who started and I didn't win the first year. I started, I was winning.
He said I had no sob story.
I started, I was like, dang, I love this sport. I was back when I was little kids, like 8 and under, or 9 and 10. I used to, so like, my uncle used to have to pay for my tournaments. He'd always tell my mom to pay, but like, she couldn't. She had other stuff going on.
Yeah.
So I always beg him. Like, I was the only kid who did this, and I'm like, can I please double bracket? Because I had to stay both sessions anyway, because we had a little big group.
Right.
He'd be like, if you want to double bracket, you got to win the first session. Then if you win, you could go. And sometimes like when I was like 9 and 10, the 11 and 12 session to go first. So like, I have to bump up first and have to win to wrestle,
Right, yeah.
even in my age group. So
Yeah.
like when I was little, it was like I really grew like a lot of love for the sport, and it was just you could just see it. Even now looking back, I look like kids used to hate double bracketing,
Right.
and I was the only person I used to beg to get double bracketed. I was thinking like 4 matches, 5 matches was not enough. Like, I wanted way more,
Yeah.
I practiced all these days. I want to wrestle.
No, for sure. For sure.
Where do you think that came from? Why were you so like adamant on saying like, yo, like, you need to get me as many matches, other than just like, all right, I practice all these days, I need to get as many matches? Where do you think, like, internally, like as a kid, how did you know that was something that was like possible?
It wasn't even like I wasn't looking that deep into it. I was looking at day by day, and I just knew that like a lot of the kids, my uncle would already double bracket us sometimes, and then like when there wasn't enough money, it was like, all right, y'all ain't getting double bracket. I just, and that came from me. I wanted to get double bracketed simply because I had to stay there all day, and I got all this energy,
Right. You're like, might as well,
and I
get
wanted to
something out.
wrestle both sessions. A lot of the kids want to wrestle one session and go home, or play around the whole day and then wrestle.
Right.
That wasn't me. I was like, that was my fun part,
Yeah.
And yeah, I never, when I was young, like now 5 matches seemed like a lot. When I was young, that didn't feel like nothing. It was 1 minute periods, and I was already like, everybody say like, I was already like built and strong, like 6-pack as like 8 years old,
Right.
and everything. So it was like,
He was a man child.
it was just like, that's what I wanted to do, It wasn't no other, like, it wasn't no drive to like, oh, I'm gonna be better if I do this, or this is what's best for me. It wasn't none of that. It was just simply like, I liked wrestling, and I wanted to do it more, as much as I can.
Yeah.
Feel that, man. That's beautiful. So you said you were initially going to start at the Boys and Girls Club. So what club did you start at? And then what club did you start at?
I was in a club. We was actually really good. We probably produced a lot of D1 guys, and it was called the Team Mary Vipers. And with that club where it's from, we'd come deep, and everybody know our team. We had pink singlets with a viper busting out the middle, and like they knew like we were pretty good. We our whole team was good. I remember like even when I was 8, I remember like the stats like. We had the little kids state tournament. We had 5 finalists and 2 champs, 8 and under. Like 11 and 12, 9 and 10, 8 and under. And I just remember like everybody like our club is like super strong. And it's like other clubs too in the area that's like probably better because they got way more people. But ours was just Erie. Like it wasn't no outside people. It was like
only people from
kids.
Erie.
Especially any ones that was any good. We was all just from a little group, So we did real good, and a lot of us continued to wrestle in high school, did good, and a lot of us got to the D1 level, and some didn't make it to the D1 level, but they still like made it to college and still was wrestling then, And that really like gave a lot of people an opportunity. I feel like now. Like being a role model now, and I feel like a lot of people in the city like look up to us and they feel like this is another way out instead of just like football and basketball,
Right, there's other sports and stuff that they can go into.
Dude, 5'6" like me, or he ain't
right.
So he can't be no NBA star. He could make every shot you want. Well, 5, what? Nope.
So, so with that club team, that youth team, did you go up with that club team all the way through high school too? Like you was still in the same club, or did you kind of transition?
No. That club kind of like died. Like once I got to, it's a whole different club now. But like we was like the last generation of the club. Okay. And like once I got to like 8th grade, once I started wrestling freestyle, I wrestled with this club called Bad Karma, and they were really good. They were like the best club in our area with freestyle wrestling, and that's when I switched. But like. That club is like what brought me up though. The Team Mary Vipers. That's like that was
kind of who. Yeah, you're coming out. Okay.
And then like when I got the Bad Karma, it was like way more. It wasn't just Erie people,
It's people all over PA.
Not even. It's like District 10.
Okay.
So like Northwest PA, all of us, and there a lot more people in that club, and that club's really good, and that produced a lot of good guys too, because a lot of people from that club that I was in coming up went there, and then it was basically like if you was in the area and you wanted to have good partners, you kind of had to go there anyway. So
you got
there was other options, but like they wasn't like on the same level as Bad Karma.
So you guys had a good amount of guys that were some good partners and stuff to wrestle with. And so you went over there. You said 8th grade year.
I was probably already. Like involved with them like 7th grade too, but like I really started like freshman year and 8th grade year, like going hard for like that's when I started. I didn't wrestle freestyle till 9th grade summer, and I barely wrestled it then,
Okay. I got you.
Our 8th grade summer, I started it. And I wrestled one tournament. The 9th grade summer, I think, like after 9th grade was over that summer, so 10th grade summer, that's when I knew what I was doing and I was competing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
So you said there's a lot of maybe teammates or club teammates that you grew up with. Who are some of those like club teammates that came from that Team Erie Vipers and from that Bad Karma Club that maybe people would know or that got to move on and wrestle at that Division I level?
The big one's pretty obvious. If you know him, it's probably Carter Starocki. He was Penn State. He was on my high school team. He was on my club team, both of my club teams and my high school team. This kid, D1 kid like Jacob Van D wrestled with me from Bad Karma. He's a 25-pounder at Nebraska. I think he probably start next year. Cayman Smith was the starter at 149 for Navy this year. He wrestles with me Bad Karma. Connor Pierce also go to Penn State. He was a 149-pounder at Penn State. Dejor Casto, also known as Cheese. He wrestled at that's what most people know him as. He wrestled at Citadel. He at Nationals, not the past year, but the year before that, he took out Austin O'Connor. That's who took him out on the front side.
At 57.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So and then he ended up transferring to Pitt. But
Yeah.
he had some injuries and stuff, and he wouldn't say that's why, but
Right.
he didn't do like super great in the postseason this year. He transferred to Pitt, but he's still doing good. Dorian Crosby wrestled for Bucknell. He's really good. We I forget what division it is, but Kawan DeBow, he took second at Nationals it wasn't Division I, but it was I think maybe NII or something like that. But he's really good. He was state champ and back with us.
Man, that's a list, man.
Yeah, that's it.
That's a list. That's crazy. That's your room. And I mean, I guess it makes sense, right? Like iron sharpens iron, but to just have that access to so many different like styles and feels before you even get to college, obviously probably put you in a position to be a little bit more successful because you get to be around people that have grown and climbed those heights. So that's really cool. So where did you end up going to high school?
I went to Cathedral Prep, so it was like in the middle of the city, but it was a Catholic school. So it was like the east side, west side, and Prep was like literally like right next to State Street. And State Street is the divider.
Okay.
So that's like downtown and everything, and it's a private Catholic school. And pretty much, truth be told, is if you wanted to do any sport, you cannot go to the public school because one, like maybe like me, I'm different, or maybe I could have still stayed focused there, but like it's really hard. Like the public school, I grew up in public school through all the way to 8th grade, and like I know all them. I lived in like 13 different houses coming up, so I lived in every different area in my city. West side, east side, up the way, down the way, like wherever, like northwest. So I knew everybody, but the public school is like. It was bad. Like it was very bad. Like first day of school, guaranteed every single year is a fight.
Yeah.
It's kids find the guns in their book bags and things like that. And
so it was basically one of those things that was kind of known in the community. If you were an athlete or anybody trying to do something in life, right? It was you go to Cathedral, basically.
Yeah, you should. So some people tried it,
Right.
And it worked out for some people, but I feel like it's the opportunity difference, opportunity cost is like it's a big difference, And the main thing is like the Catholic school people got to pay for it, you know what I mean?
Right. So how did you feel like when you around your 8th grade year? Did you know you was going to Erie, or were you potentially going to go to one of the public schools?
The public school is Erie High, so I knew I wasn't going there. I knew I was going to. I probably I always wanted to go to Cathedral Prep when I was like probably 5th grade. Like once I even started thinking about high school, that's what I knew I wanted to go there. I was like, this is where if you're trying to be good at any sport, like we was the best at my team was state champs in football. They were state champs in basketball while I was there, and our wrestling team was probably the best team in all of them, and
Right.
we wasn't state champs. You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah,
We
yeah.
was like ranked nationally
Right.
and stuff at points in time, but we didn't win a state title, and yeah, so like anybody who wanted to like have a chance, and like knowing like this is the only school that got connections with D1 coaches at like across all these sports, you know. And if you want to be a D1 athlete, which everybody who competed
Yeah.
wanted to be, it was like this is probably your best decision, you know.
So that was like a big factor too. That you seen is, you know, like a lot of guys just wanting to go to the next level of, you know, being a college athlete. You probably want to consider Cathedral, right?
That probably wasn't a big factor for me because
Okay.
at the point, like I said, even in ninth grade, I never was looking ahead. I wasn't thinking like I want to be a national champ. I wasn't thinking like in ninth grade, I didn't know no college wrestlers at all. So like Brett Metcalf, my coach, didn't know who that was. Didn't know St. John. Didn't know I didn't know I didn't follow none of
Right.
this stuff. You know.
It was just one of them things you was just in the sport and you just did what
I
you
just
did.
loved
and
wrestling,
yeah.
you know? It was
Right.
like, I like to wrestle. And I knew the best team and for me to get better, not even for the next level, for me to be just try to reach my goals was I should go here,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Everything fell right. And so I ended up, that's what I was thinking.
Right, yeah.
I want to be good now, you know? I wasn't worried about
Exactly.
what the future was holding for me.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I mean, our last guest kind of alluded to that.
I was
You
gonna
know, like
say.
our last guest that was on talked about. He's like, when I, you know, started getting to a level of like being better in college time coming around, I didn't know who Cale Sanderson was.
Yeah. He's like getting all these coaches or all these calls from these coaches, he was saying, and he's just like, I don't even know who these people are. He's got like Mark Manning calling him from Nebraska, like all these big names, and it's just crazy. Is that both of y'all were just like that, but
Yeah, it was strictly just me wanting to be good, you know.
Right.
For my own,
yeah.
And then I don't know. I follow high school wrestling, so I knew like high school wrestlers and
Right.
the wrestlers I came up with, and like it was the same names from when we was wrestling in sixth grade, you know. So
Yeah,
it was
so
like,
you just
these
knowing
guys
that.
are still good, and it was just like so I knew what was going on and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked watching wrestling a little bit, but like my thing was doing it, you know.
Right.
So I wasn't really paying attention too much
Right.
for
Okay.
anybody else. And like now is a lot different. I'm a big fan. I'm a big wrestling fan, just as much as like I'm a wrestler too. But like I pay attention. I look at guys overseas. I
Yeah,
look
you're a
at
fan of the sport.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
I actually, you know, like sometimes I go to sleep to watching YouTube wrestling. You know what I mean?
Okay. So then, all right, freshman year, you start your high school career at Cathedral Prep. So what did high school look like for you when you first got there?
High school, so Cathedral Prep was an all boys school.
Oh, okay.
So like at first I thought that was gonna be like, dang, that suck, like you know. And looking back on it, that was probably the best thing about the school. I liked it a
Yeah.
lot actually, and it's kind of like saying like everybody really being themselves, you know. You know, girls come around, everybody a little harder, you know.
Right. Yeah. They start to switch up a little bit.
Everybody like, hey, you got change for this 10,000. But no, I liked it a lot actually. So so it was that, and it was held at a higher standard. So like I took the exam to get in, and I guess I didn't do so great, and I had to do summer school, and then the first quarter or semester or whatever, I get like all A's and like 1B, and they was like, like a lot of people, like the coaches, everybody, they didn't know if I was gonna be able to like pass or
Yeah, or get into the
anything.
school,
But,
right?
like,
Yeah.
I know, like I knew I was already smart. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was just I only failed them exams because entrance exams because you was getting like you'll get like 30 minutes to answer 45 questions. I was like,
Yeah.
God dang, I'm trying to get them right.
Yeah.
I was sweating in there. They had like 5 minutes left. I'm like, damn, I had 25 questions left. Heck.
That's so real, bro. The ACT was
Bro.
horrible.
Bro.
Oh, man, it was killing me.
Like the Iowa test of basic skills, bro. You be in there. Right?
Sweating.
Yeah, like, and I'll be in my head like, I know I got them first 10 right.
Yeah.
But damn, I took 20 minutes and I might have been done now.
Right. Gotta start narrowing them joints down.
Yeah, it's pretty much you just start looking at your first 10. Like, all right, I ain't hit A
Yeah.
all them times.
Yeah, I ain't
Probably
put too many A's down today. Let me squeeze that
and
A
then
in
you
there.
beat it next time. So like, that was luckily like I got lucky with like COVID and stuff. Like I didn't have to take no SAT or ACT. But even if I did, my grades probably would have been high enough to still go because our grading system was different there at the private school. So like if I got a 73, that was an F. You know.
Right.
So like.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Oh, so you was.
So once
So
it
like that's a C minus.
I was about to say because it's okay. Keep explaining.
once it transferred over to like regular grading system, my grades was even higher, and I was already getting like honor cards and stuff. So so it was like if I was getting 92s, that's a B, you know.
Oh, so
like
that's not too many people familiar with that kind of system.
Was a C at my school, 84%.
That's different, man.
You know, so
That's real different, actually. Like you got to be on top of it then.
So like that's why when I first came to college too, like it was really easy. Like my first semester was really easy. I kind of slacked off my second semester because I realized how easy it was. Like I feel like I realized how easy it was, and I kind of like I was just like I don't even need to do this stuff. Like,
Right.
I could just go whenever I want.
Yeah,
like,
I ain't gotta
by
really
my first
try.
semester, I was thinking like I'm gonna make sure I'm do good, and then
Yeah.
like my lowest grade I got first semester was like a 92%, like 92.5%. And that was like my math class. And that was because I started slacking off towards the end. I'm like, I got all A's. It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
I didn't do my homework for like the last like 3-4 weeks. And I was just like, I'm going to just get 100% on the test. Like,
Right.
I'm going to be good. You know, I went in and got like a 92 and got an A minus in the class instead of an A. So,
Right.
But so I was pretty close to a 4. I think I had 3.92 first semester. Second semester, that dropped a lot. So a lot. You could tell, like I got lazy. And you could tell it was the thick of
I
wrestling.
was about to say the thick of wrestling
Yeah,
season. Like,
yeah.
that's an adjustment.
Thick
So-
of wrestling season.
So when you was at so your freshman year at Cathedral, so how was it being in that wrestling room?
oh
Because you guys had some hammers there.
yeah, like I didn't go. I wasn't the best dude in the room my freshman year. Like I probably wasn't the best dude in the room. Like I probably was actually the best wrestler. I never finished the season highest out of the people in the room. I never was the highest placer in our team.
Okay.
But being serious, like I probably was the best like wrestler at, like I was ranked probably highest nationally, but I still didn't like medal higher. But like maybe my junior and senior year for sure. Senior year for sure. But we still had guys that was like I never won a state title. We had state champs on the
Right.
team, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like you could it ain't no I'm better or they better, but like you could kind of sense
Right.
like everybody know like all right, Paniro is held here right now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my freshman year, it was just like I was kind of just letting them know like I still had to earn my spot, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I was cutting a lot of weight.
What weight
and
did you go?
I went 120 my freshman year.
Okay.
And yeah, that was a really hard weight cut for me. I did not know how to cut weight whatsoever. And then again, like I was always everything I decided to do was always on my own. It wasn't my dad wasn't there, but like a lot of people like dad like say, all right, you should do this, you should do that. Like my uncle was he's always helping, always talk to me and always there, but like any decision I made was on my own. Like so like when I decided to go 120, it was because I wanted to. And it wasn't nobody helping me cut weight, nobody helping me do my meals. Like I was eating candy and whatever I wanted, you know?
Right.
Like I was doing everything everything I did, I had to learn it the hard way.
Right.
It was nobody telling me how to do stuff.
Yeah.
Nobody telling me go run extra, go do anything. Like anything I did, if I stayed after practice that day, that was off the strength of me. Even when I was a freshman in it. And luckily, I did have a good room, and I seen like the best guys in my room
Right.
staying after every day.
Yeah.
So I was thinking like, hey, that's what you got to do if you want to be the best one. You know what I mean? So I picked up on things like that, but it was just like things outside the room, like the weight cutting was hard for me, and I wrestled 120, and like the captains at that point was like our heavyweight Kawan DeBow and Carter Starocki, and they changed a lot, but at that point in time, like that made me realize like how wrestling is it's a team sport, but it's a very selfish sport. You know what I mean? Because I look at them guys, and at those times, like now I talk to these dudes, it's different now. Like you can see that they care about everybody else too.
Right.
But at that time, you could see like Starocki at the time, he only cared about how good he was about to do, and Kawan did the same. And I was thinking like, I need to start doing that if I want to be good. It's a selfish sport, and that's how you be the best.
Right. Exactly.
So they was worried about how good, like they worry about themselves every single day. Like they trying to figure out how to be the best themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And another thing that I'm happy I do, but I seen them doing that kind of like stuck out to me. And there's a lot of good wrestlers do it. Like David Carr does it so much. Is like, even though like you better than this guy at wrestling, they still like they'll see me do one move and they're like, let me see how you did that. Like they want to go over it, even though like this dude got 30 more moves that's better than mine.
Right.
But I hit this one move this one way, and now he after practice asking me how I hit that.
So
like,
always just trying to learn more
anything,
about the sport.
Like, anything that they see that they ain't doing perfect, they like trying to learn it. And I picked up that same skill, and I came here and I seen like David Carr, he does that probably more than anybody I ever seen.
Yeah,
like,
no, he does.
Like you'd be like, what the heck, bro? You just took me down 50 times. You asking me how I snapped you down?
Right.
What are you talking about? He said that fake shot was so. How did you do? I was like, okay, I'll show you, but I don't know if it's much better than what you're doing already. So
Based off that. So you kind of jumped to college and just talked about that. What was your like welcome to college moment? Like whether it was like a practice, like was it wrestling with a specific person? Was it a weightlifting workout? Was it a running workout where you're like, oh snaps, like this is real? What was your like welcome to college moment? And if it wasn't just one, share with us those.
Ooh, I had a whole bunch. The first one was something easy. It was a 1.5 mile run around Hilton Square, and like I think I'm in shape, I think I'm good, and you go on a run, and I'm going fast. I'm like, all right, this might be easy. I said, I'm at least beat some people, I'm 149, so it's like I can beat some people, And then like halfway through the run, like I just die, and everybody passing me, like. Not even halfway through. Like it's like a big block you gotta go around. We get to the first corner, and like at least like I started out in front for like probably 100 yards, and we get to the first corner, which is probably like 0.2, 0.3 into the run, maybe 0.4, and everybody is passing me. I'm falling behind so fast, and I'm just thinking like, dang, like everybody's so fast, and I'm start dying. I can't even finish the run by the time I'm like 1 mile deep.
Yeah.
And this one I knew was bad. Is our heavyweight, one of the heavyweights, wasn't even starter heavyweight, but like the slowest runner on the team. His name was Francis Dugan. It got so bad, like he in front of me, and he stops, turn around, looks at me and say, come on, bro, you got it. Like, come on. He said, come on. And I'm just walking like, bro, I can't. And anybody know Franny, he's like halfway, like not even trying when the run's going. He's dogging. He's just trying to make sure he can finish. Like he's dead last by a lot every time. And I was behind him by a lot. I was like, bro, you are fast. He told me, come on, how y'all still running this fast?
Oh,
And then
That's crazy.
right then and there, though, I made it my goal. I said, I'm beating Franny the next run. I know, like, he was trying to help me, but, like, I got to beat somebody.
Yeah.
He is the only person that I could see. You know,
Right.
he stopped for me and stuff.
So he's the only person I can see.
So I was like, yeah, I'm beating him the next run.
Yeah.
Next run, I did beat him. Or did I? I don't know. It's pretty close. I can tell you, I did improve, though. I started improving fast, though, in college. Like, and then in the wrestling room, I was first getting into the wrestling room, and, like, the talent was there. So when I got in the wrestling room, I was able to take people down, like the best people in the room. I was able to take people down, but the thing was, I only do it one time, and I do it the first go or the second go.
Right.
It's one or two, maximum 3 takedowns, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's with the best guys in the room, you know?
Yeah.
I'm taking these dudes down. But just like with the best guys in the room, I wrestle somebody who never even, like, did nothing yet, you know what I mean? That's not. And I might get 5 takedowns on them, but pretty soon, 10 minutes into the go, I'm dying.
Right.
And this the backup 33 pounder is killing me now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, okay. So with that being said, what was something in college? Like, what was something that you seen after, you know, like the first year or whenever, where you were like, okay, I really got to focus here and I got to make improvements here and make adjustments, or if I want to be successful in this Division I college world?
It was a lot of things. And me, though, just like when I was younger and I seen everybody going hard, so that made me try to go harder.
Mm-hmm.
Me, it was just like, I went home and I started thinking, like, all right, I'm going to stop trying to win everything, you know? I ain't trying to take first. I ain't trying to do all this right now. My goal every single practice for a while was to get as tired as I possibly can, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I know I might not win, but I'm going to use everything I got every single practice, you know?
Right.
So everything I got, it go from here to here to here. And I had more stuff going on that we figured out, but before I even figured that out, my progress and progression was like so much. So it was like everybody know, like I had some health things going on, like got a blood work done after Vegas last year.
Mm-hmm.
And like the sickle cell stuff. We got that all figured out, but like before that, like I made tremendous jumps.
Yeah. Yep.
So I was thinking like
Yeah, I saw it.
I could keep getting better and better and better.
Yeah.
And then add that on there. Now I'm going through whole matches a lot better than I used to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm finishing the workouts. I'm beating people in the runs, you know, and everything's just on top of each other. And even as I'm getting better and better and better, I'm still trying to win. But the goal was the same at practice, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I had a practice go every day, and it was get as tired as you can. So
Right.
at the end of practice, I'm on my back, dresser yelling at me, get up, get off the ground, and I can't. And that's where I wanted to be, you know.
Right.
I wanted to be hitting that point
Yeah.
every single day. So make it hard, and my coach Dresser, he did a really good job. The best thing I think he helped me with was just like my mindset, because coming into college, I already felt like I was the best, you know. That's just how my mind was. That's coming from where I come from, you know.
Right.
You in the wrestling room is like a part of culture to think you the best person,
Got
you
to.
know.
Yeah, you gotta
I
have that,
came
like,
in as a
swagger.
freshman. It's like
Yeah.
when I came to high school as a freshman, like you don't like you think you gonna win a state title, right? I was like, yeah, like right now. I'm like, yeah, right now, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody came in and they didn't think that, it was weird to us, you know.
Yeah, it was
I
frowned
like,
upon,
so you
right.
don't think you're gonna win? You don't think you don't think you could beat him? You know, it was never. I never ever wrestled one single match in my life where I stepped on a mat and I thought, I'm not gonna win this one. This dude too good. You know.
Yeah.
I usually, like, before my match, it's kind of funny. Before my matches, every time, like, I'm warming up, and what goes through my head is, I know this guy is scared. Every time, that's what goes, like, that's literally what I be thinking in my head. Like,
Yeah.
this guy has to be scared of me.
Right.
You know? And even if he's not, like, that's what I'm just thinking in my head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But things like that.
Where did that confidence, like, how was that confidence created Because like you said it for people that didn't feel that way about themselves, like it was like weird. So where did you create that confidence within yourself to talk to yourself and believe in yourself like that and be vocal about it?
It was kind of how I just grew up, you know? And it wasn't just in wrestling, it was anything I was doing. So it was the community, and it was just like where I was from, like in my family, like my dad, my brothers, my uncle, like you never heard them say, you might lose. It's like, it's always like, you too good. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like this dude you going up against in football, and if I was playing basketball or racing, it didn't matter what we was doing, you know? It was always the mentality, and that was pretty much everybody else's mentality as well, too, was I'm the best one. You know what I mean? And nobody, like, you ain't scared to say it. You got to say it. You got to tell them you the best, you know? You got to speak things into existence, and that's how I just always grew up. And, like, it was just that way, you know?
Right.
So if everybody thinking like that around you, you kind of got to think like that. And you can see how it changed for some people. Like say in high school, like a really good wrestler was like Jake Van Die's, the Nebraska guy. Like I feel like when he first got to the high school with us, he wasn't on our club team, but he came to our high school.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell like his confidence ain't like half the way it is now. You know, like it was his confidence from like his freshman year to like his sophomore year was like a humongous difference, you know? Like he really believed he was gonna win, you know what I mean? Instead of just saying it, but you could tell like in his wrestling and everything, you know what I mean?
Right.
He and the results show he went from not medaling to state finalist, I think. Or he was state champ at some point, but I think his sophomore year he was state finalist, then he won states his junior year.
Okay.
That's nuts. Have you ever seen that video of like Anthony Edwards, like the basketball player for the Minnesota Timberwolves, where he's like, they're like, so like what are you good at? He's just like everything. like what sport? You ever seen that video?
Yeah.
Okay, like that just reminds me of that, because I feel like that's like that confidence is needed. You know, like confidence is needed, and it's crucial to, I think, development and success. And when people portray that type of belief, it sometimes scares people. So I'm glad you have the capacity to have that type of belief in yourself, regardless of results, but just having that confidence, and then having the willingness to go back and when things don't go your way, correct upon like the mistakes or whatever happened for that process and those results.
So, all right. So, we know you're from Erie, went to school in Erie. So now it's time to make college decisions. What went into the decision of coming to, Iowa State and being a Cyclone?
I committed very early, actually, but to be honest, it was mainly just my coaches telling me I should do it, and I just said okay. Like
to Iowa State?
Yeah, because they like Dresser a lot, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Cause my high school coach, Mike Hassey, was roommates with Dresser at some point,
mm-hmm.
and in college and stuff. So they kind of convinced me, and I was pretty easy to convince because they always told me right, you know.
Right.
I'm glad but I was talking to a lot of other schools. Like, there was a lot of schools hitting me up.
Yeah.
I remember the first day of when they was allowed to hit me up,
mm-hmm.
and I was up that whole night, and I didn't know like this was the day they was allowed to talk to us.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember waking up like super late, like 11:30 or something, and I look at my phone, and it's like 20 different messages of out of state numbers and numbers I never seen before, none of them saved, and all these missed calls, and I'm like, what the heck? What happened?
Right.
I'm thinking something bad happened at this point. Like, oh man, like what's going on?
Yeah.
And I go read all the texts, and it was a bunch of colleges, and they were talking to me, and I low key wasn't expecting it to be as much as it was, because I was
you talking about like as many colleges that was hitting you up?
Yeah.
Okay.
And like the first day, like Dresser did hit me up the first day. Dresser came later, but I was kind of it's kind of surprising because I was never winning nothing, you know. So I'm thinking in my head, I'm thinking nobody see me win, like nobody think I'm that
Well,
good, you know, because it was
well,
like
I don't think it's like that because you've placed at very big tournaments.
yeah, like I was meddling, but
Right.
I like in my own head, I always thought like people
To
only
you thought,
looking at first
yeah,
place, you know.
okay, yeah, right,
Nobody going back and watch the contests. Like
right,
when I'm watching, I never go watch the
right.
contest.
You wrestling,
I
watching
might look
who's,
at the
yeah,
result, but I never like go back and go watch all the contest matches. You know
right,
what I mean? So in my head, I'm thinking like, dang, I ain't do nothing yet. Even though at that point, like I medal as a freshman and a sophomore at in Pennsylvania. I was double Fargo All American at that point. You know, third and third. And so like I was nationally ranked too, so like I beat a lot of good dudes and I already like did a lot of things, but like in my head I didn't expect that, so that was real surprising for me. But like I already even with that, it wasn't that surprising because I still thought I was the best, you know?
right, yeah,
Like I
exactly,
thought I was the best guy, you know?
right.
And I thought like I just need a shot at whoever's number one in the country. I think I could beat that guy. You know
Right.
what I mean?
So did you take when you took your visit to Iowa State? Like how was that? Was it like a deciding factor when you got here? You were like, yeah, I'm definitely going to this school, or was it more just leaning toward what you believing in your coaches and what they were saying?
My visit wasn't even all that, to be honest.
Right.
The visit then wasn't what made me come, you know? And
It's funny because we had another guy say the exact same thing. That like, yeah, Iowa State didn't really impress me, so that wasn't what got me here. Right? It was for him. It was the coaches, but
yeah.
for you, what
It
was
was
that?
it was one thing that I did like is I remember Carter Starocki was telling me about because he always wanted to go to Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
That was like his dream school coming up. And he was telling me about like on his visit, all the attention was going towards Sasso. And he like that's what he didn't like. That's what made him not go. You know? On my visit here, it was other guys that was good. Like Manville at the time, he was just like a world champ not too long ago. It was some pretty good guys on the visit with me, but it felt like they was giving me a lot of attention. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Right.
So that did make me feel like, all right, these guys really want me. You know what I mean?
Right.
So there's all these other dudes, and they know my name. All the coaches talking to me. You know, and then again, like even at this point, like I'm going on visits. I'd never even heard of St. John. I don't know who Metcalf is really. Don't know what Dresser have ever done. You know, I just know
Right.
he's the coach at Iowa State. You
Right.
know, so I don't know none of these guys. So none of that is coming into factors with this. Oh, I like this place. You know, like this dude know what he talking about. He cool. So I feel like that even more just made me have a full like clear mind of why I'm choosing here, you know?
Right.
But the visit, it was giving me attention and stuff, and I feel like that was the best part of the visit. Because, like, I don't even know who was, like, my host. I forget, but, like, really didn't do much. We just came, I looked at the stuff,
That was
stayed a
kinda
couple
it.
days, stayed a night at one of the guys' house, but
Yeah.
we just went in there and went to sleep.
Yeah.
Played Mario Smash Bros, you know?
Right.
And I was like, oh, it's pretty... This
Yeah.
is what college like,
Right.
you know. It's not like that now, but
So your freshman year, what did that look like? You gray shirted, right?
yeah,
Gray shirted. So okay, walk us through that.
See, then, so between my visit and like I met a lot of guys after that now, and then like my favorite thing now about Iowa State and the team is literally the people, you know. So that's probably my favorite thing.
Right.
And on my visit, I didn't see that. You know what I mean? So that's my favorite thing now. And my gray shirt year, I really got close to a lot of people. Like a lot of people, I don't want to say like me as like talking to, but like a lot of people like my personality and like being around me.
Right.
And like everybody was like really cool. You know, like
Yeah.
like it was like real cool. And then my gray shirt year, I feel like I really needed that year. That year helped me a lot in wrestling, and it helped me build relationships, helped me with a lot of things. You know what I mean? So just it was good that I got to meet all the guys like personally, like during my gray shirt year. You know, I was around all of them, and I feel like that helped me a lot in wrestling even more.
Right.
A great show year, I got to compete, and I was doing really good actually. Like I beat some guys that was even on our team that was like ahead of me, so that was good for me. Like I was thinking like, all right, if I want to be the guy next year, this is a good win, I guess. But my mindset, I always set my goals super high, so like it was never a point of time where I was thinking like my goal, like I never ever had a goal was to start. Like that was never a goal of mine, like to start. So like I see a lot of guys like they goals be like I want to get on the lineup and do this, do
And
this.
your goal was bigger than that.
Yeah, even though I had no chance to everybody at that point in time, my goals was already set on national titles. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I wasn't even looking at a Big 12 title. I didn't even care about that. You know what I mean? So I was like, and that's before I could beat.
Even on the mat with a singlet, right?
Before, and that's before I even good enough to beat these high school guys. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm already thinking like, this is what I want to do. You know, because I got to college, and at this point, I know everything that's going on. I'm a fan of the sport now, so I know everything that's going on at this point, and I know what I want to do. I wanted to win a national title, and still got a chance to do that, and I still believe 110% I will.
Right.
And but like, it wasn't like, oh, I really want to win a Big 12 title, or oh, I really want to start, or oh, I really want to just be on the lineup, you know?
Yeah, natty champ or nothing, right?
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that's what I wanted, you know?
Right.
And you fall short sometimes. So things though, if you set the goal high and fall short, you might land in a good place, you know?
I mean, I think personally you made big jumps from your gray shirt year to even this year. So I think now it's just about just building. And
one thing about me, I feel like I gotta really stay more consistent. You know, I kind of hate that. I feel like everybody know like I could beat anybody, like anybody. Like I went with the best guys and won or pushed them to the limits or anything. But I do feel like a lot of people think like this dude could lose to anybody. You know what I mean? Because it's been guys who's not on the same level as these guys, and they get a win on me. You know what I mean? So I got to be more consistent, and it's just like the Oklahoma guy. I lost in a duel to this guy, and then I wrestled him in Vegas, same guy, and I lost in a duel. And I tech fought him pretty easily in Vegas. You know what I mean?
So when you say consistent, what exactly are you talking about being consistent in?
Just
for you,
I just want to perform. I talk myself, get more into a routine. Talk myself into how I'm wrestling more. You know,
right? Yeah.
Can't let outside things be a factor. You know,
right.
Sometimes like a crowd or like outside things be a factor. Or, something going on at home can be a factor. You know.
Yeah.
I need to be like more locked in.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like when I'm locked in and this is all I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
And everything else go blurry, set for this match.
Right.
That's when I'm wrestling my best.
Present.
And the thing that sucks is sometimes I gotta get scored on for me to lock in.
Right.
You know, and sometimes it's too late.
Yeah.
Especially at this level, like somebody who ranked, not even ranked, and you'll figure out it's super hard to score on this guy just as hard as it is to score on a number 2 guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's real. That's real. So like, you were talking about, like consistency, and then so in an age where name, image, and likeness is so big, and it's easy essentially for a kid or a student athlete or a person to find reasons why they didn't reach their goals, right? And maybe transfer, leave, and things like that. What is it about Iowa State and about this staff that you're like, no, like I'm staying here, I'm staying, and I'm gonna make it happen here?
Me personally, I don't got no issue with anybody who transfer. That's it. But me, like, I just think I like it, and maybe I would like somewhere else better, but like I ain't giving nobody else a chance, and they probably ain't getting a chance. So like I'm pretty locked in. Like I know here is way more different. Like I feel like these coaches, they really, at least for now, I'm good at wrestling. So I don't know if I was horrible at wrestling how I'd be, but I'm good at wrestling right now. So I know these coaches at least showing me like they really love me, and it's not just like they gonna help me with anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like anything in school, anything in life, anything they can do, they show that they're really trying to help me. And like I'm the only one competing in world trials right now, and I got full time 2 coaches like St. John and Metcalf, like full time on me.
Yeah.
Trying to
On top of you,
anything I
yeah.
ask, anything I'm bad at, even the things I'm good at. Every day they bringing guys in,
Right.
getting anybody trying to make it sure like I do the best I can.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like just I don't know if I go somewhere else if it's gonna be like that, and I know I want it to be like that, and I know it's like that here. So
Right.
I don't need to go find out nowhere else.
Right.
Yeah.
You got people here that are committed
And
to your
like-
success.
Yeah, and if I go somewhere else, like it wouldn't be like when I feel like this is really like my place. You
It's
know what I
home.
mean?
Yep.
It feel like home, and the people here is the biggest thing for me, and the people ain't gonna be nowhere else. You know what I mean?
That's facts.
That's the biggest. That's the biggest thing I love about the connections I already made, the people I met, and the environment. Like the fans here are even awesome. So it's just like the coaches, my teammates, even the learning people. I bet that helped me there.
Academic
Like,
support.
yeah, like everybody is like what I need. And it's like we got guys who perform better than me on the team, obviously, but it don't feel like, oh, this dude getting all the attention.
Right.
Or like I feel like everybody they caring for everybody. If you need something, they're gonna try to make it work. The team is like I don't even got no car. I've been driving a car for my teammate car, you know what I mean?
Right,
So
yeah.
and because like they here to help,
Right.
Yeah.
Like I talk to other kids, like people who come on visits, that's like maybe in a portal or something, and they like, so this car, that's this super nice car you're driving, not yours. I'm like, nah, it's not mine. They were like, really? Like, I couldn't drive my friend Honda Civic, 2006 Honda Civic when I was I was in college. I was like, and it's not the only car I drive.
Right.
my teammates, like, so it's really like love here, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing that I think is the biggest thing for me here,
Yeah.
And the team's so like diverse too. Like it's all different types of people,
Right.
all different types of people, all different types of personalities, and I love it like that. It ain't like nobody. I feel like nobody is like me, but I connect
Right.
with some of these people closer than I ever connected with anybody in the world. You know what I mean?
Man, that's awesome, man. Well, so what's next for you? What's next for you? On the docket, you said you got
I got
team trials.
World team trials coming up in pretty soon here, about a week. Actually, exactly a week. And I've been training a lot for that. A lot of training with been with Metcalf a lot. Working on the things everybody know I'm bad at. So we getting better there. We getting better there. And I'm prepared to win world team trials, and then I'm prepared to be in Poland in August sometime and to win a world title. And I'm probably not counted out as much as I used to be, but still not the favorite in most people's eyes, I guess. But I think I'm gonna go in here, and if I perform my best and everybody else perform their best, I think I'm gonna win. So
Right.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
So, obviously, you're a Big 12 champ now. So, congrats on that. What was some things that because for the people that don't know, the guy that you wrestled in the finals, right? You avenged a loss to win Big 12s. So, what kind of when you had the first loss to him, what went into, or what was your mindset, you know, going into Big 12s knowing that you would possibly have to wrestle this guy again?
I felt really good. I felt really good. I felt like, even though he beat me last time, I felt like he knew. You know how I say, like, they got that little fear when I think this guy might be scared of me?
Right.
In my head, I was feeling that a lot, you know? And I was like, he beat me last time. And it was the thing, like, everybody who beat me last year, that was every single time it was like a crazy celebration, you know? And like this dude beat me, and the atmosphere was pretty hype. So I'm not surprised about the celebration, but
that was wild. Matter of fact, we actually gonna look at this last because y'all went in overtime the first match.
Yeah.
So let's look at the last like 30 seconds of this match. We're gonna bring it up real quick. Let's see.
That's his first. Johnson does not have one. Johnson goes for a shot. Mahler trying to whip around him.
Flies the corner. Johnson into that double again. Mahler with the whizzer. He's got him in a bad position. He's got him on his back.
There's two. He's got him on his back as well. And a pin. A fall. It's sudden victory one. Brock Mahler with the fall.
Now, I know that's not something you probably want to see, but I want to give people the visual of how electric it was, you know, with their guy getting a win over you, right? And so
you said people celebrate a lot on you. He was pumped out.
Right.
That kind of solidified the duel for him.
Yeah.
And then a week later,
2 weeks later.
2 weeks later,
Yeah.
we got this right here. Let's see this.
Yeah, and just 5 seconds to go. Conference.
Ooh.
Oh, and Paniro Johnson with the exclamation
Tables return,
point.
man.
Take that at the end, and he is a conference champion.
I like that celebration. That was nice. Yeah. So like I said, like with that whole thing going in, right? Like you watch that video, you see how pumped the crowd is and everything. What like were you pretty, you know, like going into Big 12s, were you kind of like, all right, I know what I need to do to beat this guy?
I knew I could beat this guy, you know?
Right.
So, I don't know. My whole life, I felt like anybody who beat me the next time we wrestled, I won, you know? Right. So I was, like, anxious. It was like you was trying to, like, you trying to hold somebody back, you know? I'm ready to go out there, and the match start, even in the Big 12 match, the match started, I'm going all wild right when we start. I'm boom, 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 trying to take a shot. He get the takedown. I kick out, get right back on him, you know?
Yeah,
because like I'm going, because I know, like, in my head, I know you put us both at our best, I'm going to win,
right.
You know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, last time I waited, I played that game that I play often, and he plays often too. Like,
right.
Some 1-point matches, he might be better than me at playing that game. So I was like, hey, we're going to score some points. It's about to go somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, last time, and I tried to get it done in overtime, and in that overtime match, you could see I rushed it. Every time they get towards the end of the overtime goes, I start shooting a lot more.
Right.
But now, like, I trust my top and bottom. So, like if I could go back, I would have just waited, try to get a good shot, and not like I jumped this wizard, you know?
Yeah.
And that's where that guy is best at. He's got really good shot defense, and I'm best on shot offense, you know? So it's like, we was
a little chess battle.
Yeah, and I just tried to jump the wizard. I got put on my back. I was thinking, like, everybody was saying, soon after the match, right after the match, I was thinking, like, I'm going to beat this dude soon when I wrestle him again.
Right.
You know? Every match I ever wrestled, I walked off the mat. If I lost, I thought, like, all right, this dude wrestle me again. He don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to trash him next time we wrestle. You know?
Right.
So, like, that's the match I was waiting for. Then the Big 12 brackets came out, and I got two guys probably two guys that I didn't wrestle the whole year, and they both in the Big 12.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And they both pretty good. And I
Right.
wrestled both their backups, and one of their backups beat me, and the other one took me to the last second. You know? So I'm like, I got to worry about these guys first.
Yep.
And I just knew, like, the first guy, a lot of these guys I just felt like didn't have much for me. The first guy was really good at one move, so I was like, all right, he don't get that one move. I didn't see him hit another move then. So boom, boom. I get one move. Now he can't score. The next guy, he was just real scrambly. So I just knew, like, everything I do, just finish fast, finish safe, and wrestle me. Like, I didn't do no adjustment for the second match. It was just all just anything you do, make it really precise, fast, quick, calculated, you know. Then my last match, it was like, I know I could beat this dude for sure. And I took all the shots at the end last time. I'm gonna do that the whole time this time.
Right, yeah.
And to see how much he could defend this time.
Yeah, and that's
You know
and
what I
that's kind of how we were talking about. You know, just go out there and let's start early. Why wait? Let's start early and let's take this guy off his feet because we knew if we got him off his feet, you know, our chances go way up. So
Yeah, like Metcalf always talked to me about how he always used to get taken down first.
Right.
He didn't mind.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I think.
Yeah,
I ain't
Metcalf,
trying to
he
get
did.
taken down.
though.
I got taken down first. I remember my teammate, Casey Shadursky, was in my ear the whole time telling me, like, hey, bro, you got this. Like, go out there right off the whistle, bang, hit him, shoot right off the whistle, telling me all this. I go out in the match, I shoot right off the whistle and get taken down like within 3 seconds.
He was like, Casey, man.
But I was like, but that, either way, that really jump-started me because now I'm from behind.
Yeah.
And I'm really opening up and I'm really trying everything I got in my
Right.
bag, you know, and I'm being boom, 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 boom.
Because you're like, now I got to go after
Now
this
let's
guy.
see
Yeah.
how long this dude could just play this defense game.
Right.
See how long he could defend his legs. And then it was like, take down, boom, take down again, boom.
Yep.
And it was like will, like soon, like I see the clock at 20 seconds. I'm like, all right, let me make sure I get a takedown before this period ends.
Yeah.
Quick. Boom, boom, boom. You know?
Right.
When last time I took 30 shots and it just kept getting defended because I was taking shots with it without as much as a purpose, you know?
Right.
And it was just, let me get to his leg and then I'm going to finish. Right. This time it was like, I'm going to get to his leg, pick him up. You know?
Yeah. So what needs to be done for you to, over the next 2 weeks and then over the summer and, you know, moving into fall and into next spring, what needs to be done so that essentially you're in place to perform at your best? I'm not saying win everything, but I'm just saying perform at your best. Because like you said, your best, you believe if everyone else shows up at their best and you're at your best, you believe you'll win. So what do you need to do or what needs to happen so that you can show up and perform at your best?
I feel like right now I'm in pretty, like, really good shape, really good everything, really good wrestling. Like, I could perform at a very high level right now, I feel like.
Right.
And that was just all from training, you know, trusting my coaches. These dudes know what they talk about. Like, all these coaches, like, I got a lot of coaches, they all was national champs, you know.
Right.
And so it's just like
Trusting that process.
trusting the process. And I know things going to be hard. You got to be ready for hard things. If it's easy, everybody will do it. So just mainly just wrestling, you know. That's the main thing, you know. I did a lot of running. I did a lot of lifting and all that. But the only thing I really enjoy doing every single time is wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
So just working hard, pushing myself to the limits every time.
Right.
Trying to get tired every time. And even in my matches, I try to get as tired as I can. Because if I get as tired as I can and I can't move and I feel like I'm about to die, at least I know one thing for sure is I gave everything I got. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So
For sure.
I gave everything I got. And at practice, that's what I want to do. If I could do it every time I practice, I could give everything I got for 2 hours instead of only 6 minutes, you know?
Yep. No, yeah, man, that's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be exciting to see you, you know, compete. I mean, I've been right there next to you, so you know, I got a different place in my heart for you. So obviously, it's gonna be pretty exciting to see what you do this upcoming year. And I know if you just continue to do what you're gonna do, the sky's the limit for you. So.
Well, man, it was awesome having you on, P. We wish you the best moving forward in just your growth and your trajectory and making your dreams realities, and wish you the best with that, man. You got anything else for us?
Nothing, just thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, of
Thanks
course.
you guys,
of course.
thanks for everything. You know, y'all helped me.
Of course,
in
of course.
More than just wrestling, more than just life, you know?
Yeah.
All love, brother, all love.
We out.
Peace.